Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Kate's Creative Space. I'm Kate, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about my rainy day stash, what it is, how big it is, and just what exactly is in it. So let's get started. Okay, so rainy day stash is a term coined by Katie from Diamonds and Washi. I'm pretty sure she started the rainy day stash, and a lot of people since then have adopted it and made it their own, and that's what I kind of did. My rainy day stash, quote unquote, is full of the diamond paintings in my stash that either have special meaning to me or just the kits that I think are extra amazing, extra special. So we're going to talk about the kits that are in my rainy day stash today. I'm going to do it whip and chat style, but you're probably not going to see a lot of me whipping because I am going to pop up a ton of pictures. So you'll see all those pictures. I'm working on a kit from my rainy day stash. I thought that would be appropriate. My rainy day stash, this kit is called Magic Arcades by Miss Holly. And it is in my rainy day stash for a couple of reasons. Number one, I love the artwork. I love Miss Holly, and I thought it was cute. And number two, I'm working on it with my friend Courtney. It's like a buddy diamond painting that we're doing together. Courtney's channel is Diamonds and Washi. And for that reason, like the experience of doing it with a friend also makes it kind of a rainy day stash kit. So the reasons that these will be in my rainy day stash all vary, and I'll explain each of them probably when we get to each kit. So I am working on this color's in a tray brick. Some of them will just be in my art dot container, and I'll pour it into the little Diamond Art Club tray. And I have a pen that I bought from Diamond Art Club with a 4-placer, but I actually just single place my rounds. I've never been comfortable enough to multi-place rounds. I'm just not there yet. So one day maybe, but for now I just single place my rounds, and I'm using red heart wax. That also comes in the kit. So I am going to work on this kit as a little bit of background, but for the most part, you'll be listening to me chat about what is in my rainy day stash, and you guys can kind of listen along. I will pop up pictures if you're not familiar with these kits, but most of them are pretty common from Diamond Art Club, and I think I have a couple from Orlo in here. All right, so let's talk stats. I have 29 kits in my rainy day stash total. 7 of those I have finished. 19 are in my stash. 1 is on hold. We'll get into that in a little bit. 1 is a whip, which is this one here. And then 1 is on the way to me. So we'll talk about all of those kits today. Aren't you looking forward to it? So we'll get into what each of those kits really is, but the 7 that I have finished, we'll go ahead and do those ones first. The 7 rainy day stash kits that I have completed are Christmas Witch by Marigona Sully. This one was in my rainy day stash just because I love the artwork. Back when Marigona Sully kits were very newish and rare, like there was only 2 or 3 of them. I think I put all 2 or 3 of them in my rainy day stash. I feel like nowadays I would maybe be a little bit more selective about which Sully kits I put in my stash, and maybe going forward in the future I will be. But anytime a Sully room kit came into existence, I almost always stuck it in my rainy day stash when they were first coming out. I also realized that I used to be a little more loose with my rainy day stash back when I didn't have as many kits. And now that I have more and more, I'm like being a little more picky these days about what would be a rainy day stash kit. So you will probably see a lot of Sully kits on here, but I did finish Christmas Witch, and that one was a really cute Marigona Sully Christmas scene. I actually finished that in January of this year, and it was a rainy day kit. The next one is Cozy Christmas by Aria Illustrations. That one I absolutely just love the artwork on. I don't regret making that a rainy day stash kit, and I loved working on it, and I just think that one was super fun. The reason that one got put on the rainy day stash list was because of how much I love that kit, and it was just such a fun one to work on. Next is Little Baker. I put this on my rainy day stash back when I was a little more loose with my kits being rainy day. Like my favorite kits, I would put them in the stash back then when I didn't have a ton. I think if I got Little Baker now, I love it, but I don't know if I would have put it in the rainy day stash, but that doesn't matter. It was put in the rainy day stash then, and it was a super fun kit to work on. I actually just finished this kit a couple weeks ago. So, definitely a good one to have. And that one is an older one that I was doing for the Refresher Stash Challenge that Lizette from Lizette Crafts and Tells has going on for the year. And it was a lot of fun to work on, mostly because of all the foods in there. I absolutely love diamond painting food, and 100% that one was super cute for that reason. So that one was another rainy day stash, little cute one. And then I have two from Mrs. Butterdee that are rainy day stash kits that I have finished. Now I need to preface this with, I own the vast majority of Mrs. Butterdee's kits. And I love Mrs. Butterdee. She's my favorite artist, so you will see her on here a lot. I don't have all of her stuff on here, but I do have a lot of her like top favorites, my top favorites from Mrs. Butterdee as rainy day stash kits. Now, back when I first started diamond painting, Artist Room and Underwater Train were like the first two kits that I bought off of Diamond Art Club. And so I worked on them because I did not own any other kits, and I bought, well, Underwater Train is one of my rainy day stash kits, and it was the second Diamond Art Club kit I ever worked on, and at the time it was the only kit I owned, so there was no hoarding it, there was no saving it. And to this day I always say, like, if I could get another copy of Underwater Train, I would, because I kind of hate that I didn't have it in my stash for long term. It is probably my favorite Mrs. Butterdee kit, and it definitely kind of wish that I still had it in my stash, but I did work on that one, Mrs. Underwater Train. That is a rainy day stash kit. I honestly made this a rainy day stash kit after I finished it, because at the time that I worked on it, I didn't have a rainy day stash. I didn't know what a rainy day stash was, and I didn't have one, but I did go back in afterwards and make it one, because it would have been one for sure. So Underwater Train's one, and then Mermaid Bedroom is the other one. That is another one of my top favorite kits from Mrs. Butterdee. I worked on that one last year. Super, super cute, and definitely deserving to be in the rainy day stash. You'll see a few other Mrs. Butterdee kits on here, not a ton, because like I said, as the months have gone on, I've gotten more selective about what I put in my rainy day stash, but you will see a few more. Okay, next is Summer Mood. This is a kit by Maria Chekhareva from Oraloa. The story with this kit goes is I bought from Oraloa, and I love this artist, and I worked on one kit from this artist, and then they had a release going, and they said it was going to be a limited time release, that it was not going to be available long. It was a limited edition kit, and I scooped this kit up, and I was excited about it and loved it, and I ended up working on it right away. And I loved the summer theme and concept, because at the time, and I still probably to this day, don't have a lot of like the summer themed kits. I worked on it for my birthday month in August, and like I said, at the time I didn't have a lot of summery type themed kits, and I just loved it for that reason. Now, it's still on the website, so I don't know if it really was limited edition. It is sold out, so I don't know if it will get restocked, or if, I mean, I would feel like they wouldn't have it on the website if it wasn't going to get restocked at some point. But it is available. Maggie's going to go ahead and eat her lunch right now, because she loves to eat while I'm filming, so hopefully you can't hear her chewing. But it is available on the website. I'm not going to link each of these kits individually down below like I usually do, but I will have like Orlo's website link down below if you want to check them out, because I don't want to list all 29 kits, but I'll do my best. But that one of my all-time favorites from Oraloa and from Maria Chekhareva. I have grown to collect quite a bit of her work, not all of it, but quite a bit of it, and I still, to this day, I think I have like 3 that are my top favorites that are in this stash, and they're just really cool kits. And then the last kit that I have finished from my rainy day stash is the Tea Party, and that kit is by Ivy Dollamore. I finished that one last year for the Ivy Along, I think, an event that was hosted. Oh, I cannot remember all the hosts. I know Michaela Renee hosts it, and I think Ashley from Messy Girl Crafts and maybe Courtney from Diamonds Are Girls Best Friend. I don't 100% remember that one. But I know Michaela hosts it. And it's the Ivy Along. And that kit, the Tea Party, is one of my favorite Ivy kits that I own. I love the artwork. I love the setting. I love the fairies, the food. There's just so much going on in that painting, and it was a joy to work on. I'm really glad I worked on it last year and didn't hoard that one, even though sometimes I really just want to hoard my rainy day stash kits. It was absolutely beautiful, and I had a lot of fun with it. So no regrets there, and that one definitely deserves a slot in the rainy day stash. So those are the 7 that I have finished from my rainy day stash. The one that is on hold is another one from Maria Chekhareva, and that one is called The Mansion. I started that one for Halloween last year, bit off a little bit more than I could chew when it comes to Halloween projects, and then once Halloween ended, I was like, nope, I don't want to work on this anymore. So I ended up putting it aside, and I will be finishing it this year for Halloween, and I'm actually really glad that I made that decision. Because Christmas is my absolute favorite time of year, and I didn't have enough time, it felt like, to work on Christmas kits. So I'm really glad that I made the decision to put the Halloween kit aside and focus on Christmas while I could. And I am excited to go back to the mansion in September or October this year and finish it up, kind of extending the experience on this one. The purples in this kit are so beautiful, so much fun. It's been really fun. I'd say I'm about halfway done with it. I've got a little bit of the bottom done, and then a good chunk of the bottom done, and then I think a row or 2 of the top done. So I have the middle of that kit left, and that will be really fun to come back to. So I'm excited to come back to that one in a few months. And then, yeah, this is my whip, Magic Arcades. So then the last one that is not just in my stash is the one that is on its way to me, and that is Me Time by Miss Holly. I don't have it in my hands yet, but it will be an instant rainy day kit when I do, and hopefully it will be here in the next couple days because I did order it on Wednesday. So that takes us to the kits that are in my stash. 19 rainy day kits in my stash right now. One of them I'm actually getting ready to start, so I guess it'll be 18 soon, but then when Me Time gets here, it'll go back up to 19. So I think that's a good number. I don't know. Everybody can kind of... This is all an opinion, you know, so type thing where it's like, if you think there, however many in your stash you want to have percentage wise. But for me, I think that like around 20 of my kits being more special sounds about right to me. So, I mean, not if I had more, it's not that big a deal, but you know what I'm trying to say. We are not going to do these kits in any particular order except for alphabetically, because that's how I pulled them up in Gems Flow. And I guess I'll just start at the top with the A's. The number A, or the letter A kit that I have in my stash is Apple Pie. And that is a Mrs. Butterdy kit. And there's a couple reasons that this one is in my stash. Number one, the artwork's cute. I love that it was a companion piece to Cursed. I was working on Cursed when Apple Pie released. And it is a beautiful, beautiful kit. And I love it, and I love the artwork on it. But one of the bigger reasons why it's in my stash is because it was a mystery box exclusive kit, meaning it came in like Diamond Art Club's mystery boxes, and you can't just buy it independently on the website. My mystery box didn't have it in there, and I was so bummed. And I was one of the last people to get my mystery boxes, and I was like losing hope that I would even be able to get it. And then one night, literally like a week after I had almost given up, someone messaged me and was like, hey, my trade fell through. Would you want to trade for, and I have Apple Pie, and I was able to get her. And just getting her after thinking and like kind of giving up hope of thinking I was going to be getting her made that such a special, like I was just extra excited about it. So maybe that's a little lame, but for me, that is a reason enough to put it in the rainy day stash, just being so excited that I had her and that I do have her, and someone was willing to trade with me, even though it was a hard kit. I didn't think I would get her. So that was really exciting, and that is the reason why she's in my rainy day stash. Next up, we have Beauty and Chaos. This is a Muni Made kit. I've actually never worked on a Muni Made kit, but when I first started diamond painting, I discovered Muni Made and saw this kit and I fell in love with it. And it had been on my wish list for ages and ages and ages. And Black Friday of this year, I actually was able to place my first Muni-Made order and pick up this kit. It was at the, when I first discovered this kit, it was out of stock. And it had been out of stock and remained out of stock for a very long time. And then it had some like, I had a restock and I just was in a place where I couldn't purchase it. So I skipped over it. And then it kind of got to this point where I was like, oh man, like am I ever going to get this kit? And then it did come back in stock. And at that point I had so many other things going on. And then the stars aligned on Black Friday for me to be able to pick her up. And I was so excited because it's one of the very first kits I remember falling in love with when I first started diamond painting. And it took me a lot of patience to get the kit, but now that I do, I'm really excited about it. And I want to work on it sooner rather than later because I only have 2 Muni-Made kits in my stash and I've never worked on a Muni-Made kit, so I kind of want to. So that might have to be something I consider working on soon. Is Beauty in Chaos by Tally Sketch, and that is from Muni-Made. Next up, we have Breakfast Buddies. This is another Ivy Dallimore kit. I just love the artwork on this. I love the cat. I love the color scheme. I love everything about it. And those are the 2 Ivy kits that stand out to be the most and have made the list of being rainy day stash kits. So nothing like outside of the ordinary nothing outside of the ordinary except for just I loved and continue to love the artwork on that kit. Next is Christmas Candy Shop. This is a Mrs. Butterdee kit. I think there's only 1 or 2 more Mrs. Butterdee kits, but Christmas Candy Shop. I really love Mrs. Butterdee's kits that have like a scene, a lot going on in them. I like the ones that are a little less mythical, like elves and fairies, and a little bit more like ordinary people shopping and eating or whatever. I mean, that's not necessarily true because I love Mermaid Bedroom too, but I just like the ones that have a little bit more going on in them and have a background that is full of items to paint and things like that. Item paintings have my heart, if you haven't noticed. And this one, especially because it has the Christmas vibes to it, is a really fun, cute kit. And after Black Friday last year, when I got this one, this was the one that made, from like my Black Friday purchases, made the list for rainy day kit. So that is Christmas Candy Shop. Okay, next is Christmas Room. I already mentioned this once, but I'll mention again. Any Suli kits at that time came onto the list, and I think that Christmas Room is one of my top favorites, so it's no surprise that I put it as a rainy day stash kit. I love these room scenes by Marigona Suli. I opened my door because I'm trying to get a fly out of here, and I feel like the birds have decided to be really loud now. Anyways, any Marigona Suli kit, room scene, but especially Christmas Room, it was just a beautiful one. I did get really excited when she started releasing some room scenes that were a little less Christmas themed, just because I'm like, I only work on Christmas kits during Christmas, and I can't work on a Suli every Christmas, or I would never work on anything else out of my stash. I'm not the fastest diamond painter, if you haven't noticed. So I was excited when like a couple of the other room scenes kind of came out that were less Christmas related that I could maybe do in the middle of the year. But those Christmas ones, they just really stand out to me as far as her artwork goes. Next is Cozy Autumn, and that's the Aria illustration companion piece to the Cozy Christmas one that I did a couple years ago. And that one is so gorgeous. When I bought it, I had to hit a rainy day stash because it was just absolutely gorgeous artwork. And I had so much fun with Cozy Christmas that putting Cozy Autumn on the list as well was kind of just a no-brainer. So nothing else besides just it's beautiful. And then next is Cozy Christmas Witch. Okay, there is a reason for Cozy Christmas Witch and another kit a few down on this list, Halloween Bedroom by Mrs. Butterdee. The reason for these 2 kits is, for the longest time, when I first started diamond painting and first discovered Diamond Art Club, these 2 kits were like my unicorns. Christmas Witch, I'm starting to mix them all together. Cozy Christmas Witch was a mystery box exclusive from Marigona Suli, and Halloween Bedroom was a mystery box exclusive with Mrs. Butterdee before I had, really gotten headfirst dove into Diamond Art Club, and I didn't have either of those kits, and they were ones I really wanted to get one day. And then a mystery box came out, and I got a kit called Mystery Kit by Lori Prindle, I think. And I put it on the page, the VIP, not the VIP. I just put on like the Diamond Art, trading group. And I was like, if anybody wants my new kit, I would love to trade for either Cozy Christmas Witch or Halloween Bedroom. And I had someone willing to trade for Cozy Christmas Witch, and I was so excited. And then a couple hours later, someone else messaged me and said, hey, if that doesn't go through, I have Halloween Bedroom and I'd love to trade too. And I said, well, I can't trade it because the trade has gone through, but can I buy it off of you? And luckily she was completely willing to let me buy it off of her. And that was one, my first time ever doing any kind of destashing ever. And two, in just like one afternoon, I got 2 unicorns. And I was just like kids that I never thought I'd get because I never thought I'd be interested in destashing. I never thought I'd have anything. The reason I never thought I'd be interested in destashing is just because I don't think I didn't want to trade any of my kits, right? I buy what I like and I had no plans on trading them. But the mystery boxes kind of changed the game on that. And I feel like that has also taught me a valuable lesson about those mystery boxes. And that valuable lesson is patience, because I got Halloween Bedroom way after the fact that it came out, and there were still people interested in trading me for that kit almost a year after it came out. So it taught me to be patient when it comes to things like mystery boxes and kits that you might have as your unicorns. Like my current unicorn is Olivia the Witch student, and it's a Mrs. Butterdy. It's the only Mrs. Butterdy kit I don't own. And I'm really tempted to trade in my treasure quest cards, but there's this tiny part of me that's like, be patient. Remember, you got Halloween Bedroom. Like, don't let being, I worry that I'm going to trade in all my treasure quest cards and then someone's going to message me and be like, hey, I have that if you want to buy it. And for a decent price, that's not going to cost you your firstborn child. And I'm going to be like, dang it, why did I trade those cards in? So I don't know. Patience it's a good thing when it comes to diamond painting, especially when I have a stash this size. And it's not like I need to work on it right this very second. The collector in me does want to have them for sure, but I've learned patience off those kits. So Halloween Bedroom and Cozy Christmas Witch are 2 other rainy day stash kits. The next one, speaking of patience, is Duck Bath by Art by Julia. And this kit taught me patience too, because this one came out not last Black Friday, but the Black Friday before that. And it sold out super quick. I was not diamond at that point, so I didn't have early access, and I did not get this kit fast enough, basically. I know they had a general release too, but for Black Friday, the diamond release is way earlier than the general release. Doesn't matter. I wasn't able to get it. A lot of people weren't able to get it. And I, like everybody else, was like waiting and waiting and waiting for it to be restocked. I refused to find it on Dstash because it wasn't archived. It was pending restock. So I was determined to be patient and wait for it. And it took like 11 months for Diamond Art Club to restock this kit. And I think there was a lot of people antsy like I was to have my hands on it. So when it restocked, it was so funny though, because when it restocked, Diamond Art Club, only restocked that one kit. It was the only kit on the restock page, and it restocked for good, it was in stock for a good, 8 hours, I think, all by itself on the restock page. And I thought that was so funny how they did that. And everyone was able to get their kit. And I was able to get mine, and now Duck Bath, I have a couple of Art by Julia's, and I feel like Duck Bath might have to sit in my stash for a little bit, because I'm like, it took me so long to get it. Is that a silly way of thinking about my kits? But I have so many too that even if I wanted to do them all, I couldn't do them all at the same time. So Duck Bath is on the rainy day stash kit just for the amount of time and the hype up and the anticipation to get the kit, and just the fact that it's adorable. And then the next one is also an Art by Julia kit. It's Good Game. So I have 2 more Art by Julia's on here. Art by Julia is quickly becoming one of my favorite artists. And Good Game made the Rainy Day Stash kit because of my husband. All of the video game references in this kit are games that my husband loves to play, and he was really excited about this kit. And it was like the one time he was like, you should get this one, and encouraging me to buy. And so this one's a really fun one for that reason, and that made it a little extra special. And so I put that one on the rainy day stash kit for him. And just because the artwork, once again, is adorable. And then, let's see. Duck bath, good game. And I already talked about Halloween bedroom, so I'll skip over and I'm going a little bit out of ABC order, but I'll do the last Art by Julia kit, which is Kitchen Ducks. Now this one's really neutral, but I think it's really my other favorite besides like the duck bath one. My other favorite Art by Julia kit, mostly because of the little details of the food. I just love food. Diamond painting it is so much fun. The little carrots in the cake and all that. I think this one will be a lot of fun to work on, and it made the rainy day stash. I think also, if I recall correctly, this was my first Art by Julia kit that I got. This one restocked, or this one released, Kitchen Ducks, and I got it, and I was so excited. And then I think a few weeks later, Lovebirds came out, if my memory is correct. And I was like, oh, well, I got Kitchen Ducks, so it's not the end of the world if I don't get it, because it was like 2 seconds and then it was sold out. It was crazy. So I was really scared I wasn't going to get it. And I was like, if I don't get it, that's okay, because I got Kitchen Ducks, and that one is the one that I like the best. So I think Kitchen Ducks is the first Art by Julia kit that I ever owned officially. So that one's on the list too. And then let's go reverse back up. Also, I have on here Just You with Oraloa, and that is the very first Maria Chetkareva kit I ever saw. I saw somebody complete it on TikTok, I think, back when I really didn't know super much about diamond painting. And when I saw it, I was like, I have to have that kit. And I checked Oraloa's website. That's how I discovered Oraloa's website at all. Checked their website, fell in love with the artist, fell in love with a ton of the other artwork, but that one was out of stock. So I purchased a few other kits in the meantime. I wanted to see if I liked the company. I wanted to see if I did. I bought a few more from them, and then it took forever. And then when this one finally restocked, I was super, super thrilled to get it. I really need to work on it because the box is like destroyed. It got really wrecked in the mail. And the box is not looking so good. And also, it's just, it was what brought me to Oraloa in general, and just one that stuck out on my mind, and it took me so long to get it to come back in stock, and I was just so excited when it did. So that one has a little extra special meaning in there for that reason, and yeah, that one made the list. Okay, so then that takes us to the M's. Next is makeup routine. I'm pretty sure this is my second to last Mrs. Butterdy. We have one other Mrs. Butterdy. Makeup routine. I just love the color palette. And then this is, once again, one of those Mrs. Butterdy kits that has all the things going on with it. This one I think is one of my boxes that's like the new box, but I didn't get a treasure quest card for it, which I'm slightly disappointed about. I don't have a treasure quest card for this kit. Like the older Mrs. Butterdy kits, some of them don't have any treasure quest cards because they discontinued before the cards became a thing. But I know that makeup room cards exist, and I wish I had one, but I do not. But that is okay. I still love the kit, and I love it enough that it is a rainy day stash kit. It might have to be one that I work on once I wrap up Refresher Stash, because Refresher Stash was all my older kits. And when all my older box kits are finished, logically the next oldest box, like the next oldest in my stash, would be the big boxes that this one is. It's in like this jumbo chunky one. Diamond Art Club went through this phase where they got rid of the older packaging and they got new ones, and the boxes were super, super chunky, and then they eliminated some of the inserts. Eventually they eliminated some of the inserts. They felt that they were overkill and they didn't need all that. So then the boxes got a little bit smaller again, but that in-between box would be like the next oldest box, right? Because I'd be done with all my older boxes. So yeah, eventually that one needs to get worked on too, if I'm kind of going in order of getting my older ones out. That would be the logical way to know that that one's older. Okay, next is Moments of Tranquility. That is a Miss Holly kit that came out last year for Mother's Day. And that kit, I was being good last year. I was on like a very, very, very low buy. I did not purchase it, and it was just another one that I just remember waiting and waiting and waiting for it to restock and being like, man, I should have got that kit. Like, it's just one of those ones that you miss and then you think about a ton. And for some reason, the thinking about it a ton makes it a little more special when you do get your hands on it. So between the Miss Holly kit, that's my dishwasher, it's finished. Between the Miss Holly this year for Mother's Day now that I have the Me Time one coming, makes me a little more okay with potentially working on Moments of Tranquility, since I have another Miss Holly that I really love that could take its place in the stash, if that makes sense. So that one, I don't know, I keep saying I need to work on it, but once again, there's only so many hours in the day, and you guys see the pace at which I diamond paint, so I can't do them all. Okay, next is Mystery Kit 94. That's a Marigona Sully. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't own a lot of mysteries, though. I only own like 3, I think, and I was just excited to have it, and it's a Sully kit, so that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to spoil anything about that kit. I do know that I'm excited that I have it in the stash. Next up is, Rainy Day by Hannah Lynn. Now, this kit is special for a couple of reasons. It's beautiful artwork. I only own 2 Hannah Lynn kits. But the main reason this one is in my rainy day stash is because it was sent to me by a subscriber. And that is the night, I swear I like cried when I got the package. She's the nicest lady I've become, friends with. We've talked back and forth since then. And it's just so nice that she sent it to me. I just couldn't believe it, that someone sent me a kit just because they thought I would like it. And it just made my heart so unbelievably happy that someone thought of me enough to get me a diamond painting and send it to me. And that reason alone is enough to make me want to cry, and it makes the kit extra special. I am really excited to work on that kit, and that one's going to probably be a 2027 kit. I don't know. I can't nail down my plans for 2027 this soon, but it's one that I keep thinking about, so I know it's going to be worked on sooner rather than later, I think. And I'm still super, super thankful for Jennifer for sending that to me. So that is Rainy Day by Hannah Lynn. 3 left. Number 3, Safari Girl by Maria Chekhreva. That's the last Maria one that I really thought was just spectacular artwork, and I'm really excited to have in my stash. I love the animals, and I just love how busy the scene is, and I think it's a lot of fun. That one will be a fun one to diamond paint. And then there's 2 more. Okay, and one is pretty recent to my stash, and one I'm getting ready to work on. So they're my W kits. Second to last, we have Where Love Begins, and if you're new to my channel or just stopping by, I recently, in the last couple weeks, became a Diamond Art Club sneak peeker, and this kit I was able to feature on my channel last week as my very, very first Diamond Art Club sneak peek, and just how special that is to be a Diamond Art Club sneak peeker, and this being my first kit that they chose for me to show on the channel. 100% instant rainy day kit. It's very special to me. It's going to hold a special place in my heart, and it will be hard for me to work on this one. I might have to hang on to this one for a little bit because I don't know if I can give this one up quite yet, but it's a beautiful kit and it's very special to me, so that one is in my stash for that reason. Next and last is Witch's Flower Shop, probably one of my top favorite Mrs. Butterdee kits that I haven't worked on yet, and I am getting ready to work on her. I actually already have this kit kitted up. I'm having a really hard time working on this kit because I already feel like I've worked on all of my really special Mrs. Butterdee ones. Artist Room, Underwater Train, Mermaid Bedroom. My top 3 probably, my goodness, I can't talk. favorite Mrs. Butterdy kits, and now I'm working on this one, which is another one of my easily top favorite ones. But I'm also reminding myself to work on the things that you love and not hoard them. And it's an older kit with the older grid field and the older box, and I'm trying to refresh my stash. And, you know, there's no point in letting it sit. Mrs. Butterdy kits come out all the time from Diamond Art Club, and I know there will be more that I love, and I cannot wait to work on this kit. It is super special. I kitted it up, and I think I'm going to start it as soon as I'm done with these sections of Magic Arcade, because this is my project with Courtney. So once I'm done with these 2 sections, I think I'm going to be moving into Magic Arcade, or Witch's Flower Shop. And it's a rainy day stash kit, but I think it's going to be really fun to work on. So that is the last of the 19 that are in my stash. Let me know down in the comments below, are any of these kits rainy day stash kits for you? Do you think I'm crazy for having so many, or having not enough, or for working on them, or for not working on them? Or let me know all the things down below. I had a lot of fun chatting with you guys about all of these kits. I think that rainy day stash kits are kind of a fun concept and a little fun, like, special bonus thing. I have noticed though, if I go through my stash and if I was like, oh, what about just kits I really like, I could add 20 more to this, 30 more to this list. I don't 100% know why some of them made the cut for rainy day stash just because I like the artwork, and others in my stash didn't. I just know that I do love all of my diamond paintings. I don't know. Some of them just have a little extra special meaning to them. So it's kind of a fun thing to do as far as making your diamond painting projects a little more special. So thank you guys for listening to me chat about my rainy day stash. Let me know in the comments below, do you guys have a rainy day stash, or do you just work on what you need, what you feel the need to work on, or in the mood to work on? Our rainy day stash kit something that you might start doing in the future. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to me chat about this today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did want to give it a thumbs up, I would absolutely love that. And if you are not already subscribed to the channel and want to be a part of it, I'd love to have you here. I post diamond painting videos usually Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and have so much fun doing it. I'd love it if you'd want to stick around and be a part of that. Okay, guys, I'll check you in the next video. Bye.